So what we're going to talk about real quick is laboring. It's important to know that your body knows what it's doing. Your body has known what it's doing. We have to believe that our bodies know what we're doing because the human species has been around for a long time and we're still here. And we did not have modern medicine the way we do now, except for the last 40 to 60 years. So your body knows what it's doing. It's important to remember that when you are in labor, when you have a contraction, they get closer together, but your body never naturally goes back to zero. So zero is no labor. When you have a contraction, you get to the point where at the very top, you're like, oh, can't do this anymore. And then all of a sudden, deep breath, oh, I can breathe again. Then there's a little period of time. Then you start to have another contraction. It gets all the way up here. Oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. Finally, you can breathe again. Doesn't go back to zero. Doesn't even go back to the exact same start point. And as this happens, your body is getting everything ready it needs to do. When you get to the point of feeling like you need to poop, feeling like you need to push, your body does this wonderful chemical reaction. What's happening during that time is when you deliver your baby, your oxytocin hormone, which is your love hormone, it goes up. I don't care how good you think you've had it, you will never have more oxytocin flooding your system until you deliver your baby. Your body is like reward, 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 oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. So the oxytocin is important because it has 3 jobs. Job number 1, it goes from your brain to your heart. It helps you bond with your baby. It goes to your breasts, and that prolactin your body has been making and storing here. It's kind of like a teenage girl in middle school needing to go to the bathroom. She doesn't want to go to the bathroom without a buddy. That oxytocin goes with her, holds hands, and that's lactogenesis. That's what helps your milk flow. Then your oxytocin goes down to your uterus and like, hey girlfriend, you have done an amazing job. You have stretched and been pulled and had done this amazing thing. We're going to get you back to pre-pregnancy size. So the oxytocin has this wonderful ability to do all of these things. Your serotonin and your dopamine are also heightened because your body is like, oh my gosh, look what you just did, girlfriend. And it gets there. So it's Easter time. I like to use analogies. You are hatching an egg. So when you deliver your baby comes out. Now, right, we're like this. All right, we're on that bed. Our legs are up. When they do this, they place your baby on your abdominal. The important reason about why your baby is laid on your abdominal, your baby has a smooth brain. No ridges or lumps, no little bumps. Smooth brain, okay? Goldfish capabilities right now. Your baby has to learn how to do everything. Now, during your pregnancy, your baby has been able to jump off the walls at about 6-7 months in, and as you get closer to your due date, they get less room. So they get like elbow here, leg there, you're like, oh my gosh, they're moving. They're using my bladder as a jumping gym. They don't have the ability to have fine motor skills like pincher method. It's all gross motor. So it's important for your baby to lay on your abdominal and wake up their 5 senses. Sense of touch is so important, okay? Your baby is now going to spend the next 3 months in the 4th trimester. This is where they are learning how to use their body and that they exist outside of you. Sense of touch is because they have had everything literally in a sack. They've had their entire world here, and now they have all this extra room. We need to keep them calm. We need to get them close to us. What's also important is your baby has only heard muffled sounds, and this is the first time they've heard things without it being muffled. So the first thing we need to do is provide them comfort. And by doing that is letting them listen a muffled sigh. Your heart, your breathing has been the first sounds they ever even knew they heard, which is why it's so important to let them hear your breathing and hearing your heart, which will help their body regulate their breathing and their heart rate. Your body will help regulate their body temperature. Do not give your baby a bath for at least 24 hours. Now, your baby has never used their nose before because they've been underwater. So they are smelling. Now, these bumps, these Montgomery glands, have been putting out a pheromone. This pheromone is a chemical scent. The pheromone that is put out mimics your amniotic fluid. Now, your baby has been swimming around in it, and in about 30 to 32 weeks, they start swallowing it. It gets in their nose, it gets in their mouth. They know all their needs were met. They never had to order dinner before because everything came through the umbilical cord because of this scent. So baby will start wiggling and moving up to that. Sense of taste is important because, hey, we just had our baby. Our hormones have gone from our brain, pituitary gland, endocrine system, to our heart, to our breast, to our uterus. And it's going to have teeny tiny droplets of milk just bead up so our baby will start licking the breast. Now, your baby can only see 6 to 9 inches in front of their face, so they're tired, they're figuring things out, they're really fuzzy. It's like waking up and not knowing what's going on. So your baby, tiny mammal, imprinting on their mother, when they latch, they're going to be able to look up at you. Now, when they get a good latch, their eyes are going to be open, they're going to have a big mouth, and they're going to be able to latch upon the breast, hands on either side of the breast. This is called laid back breastfeeding. Eye contact is so important. Babies don't care about double chins because they just came from the squishy underworld and they just like soft things. So this is the first feeding. This can take 5-10 minutes just to get your baby in position. The first feeding can take 20 to 30 minutes. Your baby is learning how to suck, swallow, breathe. Again, using the nipple as a straw, babies have to learn how to put the nipple in the mouth, suck, swallow, and breathe. So a good deep latch that makes you go, ah, and not is important. We want to see the nipple aim to the nose. We want to see the entire chin in the breast. We don't really want to see a lot of breast tissue on the top because we want your baby to be in the breast. If you are worried that you're going to suffocate your child because you got the ladies, take 2 fingers above where baby's nose is, just gently press down. You can see their face, which makes you feel better. Okay? We want to, again, use the analogy of how we eat a hamburger. When we eat a hamburger, unless it's like a cheap hamburger, you're not going to open your mouth very wide, but we want a good deep bite. So we drop the jaw into the roof of our mouth and then chomp down. Chomp is not a good word, but it's a good way to get a good deep latch. Breastfeeding should not be painful. Now, it can be uncomfortable the first few times because baby is learning how much pressure to suck with, how to get the nipple in the mouth, how to do all the things, but it's a learning process. We want to teach good behavior and not bad behavior. The more we can initiate good behavior and good breastfeeding, the better. Having your child lead the way because you have never breastfed them and they have never breastfed from you. It's important to remember that a good chest feeding experience starts from the very beginning.